we like buying businesses where we feel that there's some untapped pricing power. Back in 1972 when we bought See's Candy, was it $1.95 a pound?
Something like
that.
Yeah.
But one of the questions we asked ourselves, and we thought the answer was obvious, was if we raised the price 10 cents a pound, would sales fall off a cliff? And of course, the answer, in our view at least, was that no, there was some untapped pricing power in the product. And it's not a great business when you have to have a prayer session before you raise your prices a penny. I mean, you were in a tough business then. And I would say you can almost measure the strength of a business over time by the agony they go through in determining whether a price increase can be sustained. And frankly, a good example of that is the newspaper business right now, because 30 years ago, whatever the local daily would be had an absolute lock on the economics of the community, because it had the megaphone through which merchants had to talk if they were going to get their message across to their audience. At that time, rate increases, both circulation and advertising, were something that were almost a big yawn to most publishers. They did it annually. They did not worry about the fact that Sears or Walmart or Penny's or whomever would pull their advertising. They did not worry that people would drop their subscriptions to the paper. And they went merrily along increasing prices, and they increased them when newsprint went up, and they increased them when newsprint went down. And it worked. And you got these very fat profit margins, and it looked like about as strong a business as you can imagine. Now publishers find themselves in a position where they agonize over rate increases, both in advertising and in circulation, because they're worried about driving away advertisers into other media, and they're worried about people when they get a 20-cent increase, per month or whatever it may be in their circulation price, just deciding, well, I think I'll just drop it. And when they drop it, they don't usually take it up again. So that world has changed, and you could recognize the change in that world simply if you could get inside the mind of the publisher in terms of how they felt about price increases. You can learn a lot about the durability of the economics of a business by observing price behavior. I mean, you're seeing that. We're talking about the beer business. Beer has moved up in price every year, but there have been some rollbacks in certain areas in the last year, which means that it's getting a little bit more difficult to increase prices, even though they increase them at rates below inflation. And that's not a good economic sign.